What's happening? This is Jun Tzu. Just Slabberin.
I told you.
What's happening? This is Jun Tzu, Just Slabberin. This is episode 27. Very special guest on today. This is Paddy Raff.
How's the form?
Good, bro.
The 27 Club. Did you ever hear about that? All the
Yes.
artists that died at 27?
Yes.
Hopefully this isn't a omen.
Well, I'm past 27 already.
Are you?
I don't know about you.
Well, and they're double. Nah, not. Fuck that. But yeah, hopefully I don't die and this is the last thing I do.
So you're a comedian.
Yes.
And is your name Raff?
Yeah, Rafferty. Surname's
I
Rafferty.
thought it was Rafferty.
So I got called Paddy Raff in school, and then after school, like nobody called me it again. And then I was starting to do stand up. There was something like by putting Patrick Rafferty on a fucking poster didn't fly with me. It sounds like a solicitor's firm.
Yeah.
Patrick, no, Rafferty and Sons or
Patrick
something. It's like
Rafferty.
nah.
Yeah.
So Paddy Raff just.
Paddy Raff, I like it. So the first I seen of you, truthfully, now was the summer holidays.
Yeah.
And I believe it's some sort of like weird algorithm thing, because I booked tickets to go and see. I booked tickets to Emerald Park.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Is that what it was then?
Yes, so I booked
Right.
tickets to Emerald Park, and I even said, "Oh, I went last year. It was Tayto Park." So
Yeah.
I'd put that out there into the social media.
Yeah.
Next thing it was on.
Then I found you through
Next
it.
thing you pops up.
Yeah.
And I seen your wee thing, and I laughed at it and thought, "Oh, that's a belter." You know your wee thing about.
Yeah.
Emerald
Mr.
Park.
Tayto, R.I.P.
So I liked it, and then I went the next day, and then I shared it.
Yeah,
you know, and then obviously that's how I says I'd
Yeah.
love to get you on the show.
So had you been to Tayto Park when it was Tayto Park?
Of course.
Yeah, of
I
course.
went literally. Well, I went the year before. So
That was the end of the era though. Tayto Park, it was looking a bit dilapidated. But yeah, so the whole controversy for anybody that doesn't know was that it was Tayto Park for I don't know how long, and then they just got rid of Mr. Tayto overnight, and now it's like Emerald Park.
apparently now I found out the guy who owned it sold it.
Right.
Sold the rights then.
Yeah.
You know, like last year, just
Yeah,
got
yeah,
rid
yeah.
of it. And apparently when he was building that theme park, all of the other like locals all told him he was mental, because he had tried to do a few other ventures and they failed.
Yeah.
And they says, "What are you thinking? You're building a theme park in the middle of the countryside. No one's going to come."
The Irish Disney.
But they done it. He smashed it.
You fucking
Listen,
right.
I fucking love Tayto Park. You see the Caholin?
Yeah. Oh, it's class. That's the biggest wooden roller coaster in Europe, apparently.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. I didn't know
decent.
there's any other wooden ones. It's mad that it's wooden.
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
love about it.
rickety as fuck.
Yeah. And so I went last year as Tayto Park, and it was like, it's the old school, you know, and,
Yeah.
and there was the big Mr. Tayto everywhere, and then when you were leaving, you get the Tayto
Potato
crisps.
crisps. And that was I was wanting to do like I whenever I go out to things like that, I'm half caught between, making content and funny stuff and then just like having a good day with the kids.
Yeah.
So every now and again, like I'll just take myself off just to try and film a bit of, and I was going to say on the way, because that was half the crack was on the way, you got like a really good bag, a good big bag of Tayto crisps. And like I went out and the wee hatch was there and there was nobody at it, and I felt like get up and saying, where's my Tayto? And they go, it's Emerald Park now. And they go, where's my fucking emeralds in?
I know, literally, there should be fucking something.
Just make a scene.
Your wee skit literally was the fucking, I thought it was brilliant. It was genius. You played the I'll Be Missing You.
Missing you, yeah.
And it was just
Daddy.
like the wee...
Walking around reminiscing.
And the
Where
wee
is he?
black and white one of
Yeah.
the year before with her high-fiving Tayto.
Yeah, but it genuinely got me, because when you get to the spot where Tayto was,
seen
it's just you can see where his feet were.
They've ripped his feet.
He just fucking lifted it out of the
That
way.
was the funniest part.
So it was
of
like,
it literally is like a wee grave. for him.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I thought, whoa, it's deep. And the funny thing was, it was all fucking brilliant still. I was worried about the chips. Because did you ever have the chips at Tayto
they
Park?
kept that though. That's a
did.
good thing. They're smart.
did.
Like
They are
I
smart.
have to hand it to Emerald Park, because what they've done is they've removed all the Taytos, like sort of branding, but they kept the good chips and the wee twizzly, what are they, like potato things? They've kept all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
they did. And like I was worried about the chips because I said last year I rated them 10 out of 10. You know, the Tayto Park chips.
Did you do a full on
Yeah.
sort of blog about
Yeah,
it? The whole thing?
I did. Well, I just went last time with Emily last year and we loved it. And I love Irish history and all. So even Caholin, and just seeing them there and all the big...
Connecting your roots, like,
Yeah, it
by
was-
going on a roller coaster.
And last year was hilarious. She cried her eyes out going on I filmed her on the roller coaster. holding my phone like on the call, and everyone was saying I was going to lose the phone, but I just held it tight like she was crying and everything. So we've done it this year as well, and she sort of got a bit more used to it.
She knew it was coming.
Yeah. I love the way as well when you're going up the Cahill and all the flags.
Yeah, all the counties. And then I only clocked this year, they're in alphabetical order. So Antrim's the first one at the top, A, and then if you look at them, they all go, it's alphabetical order, all the 32 counties.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what's right at the very top? The Ulster flag? The old Ulster flag?
Is it?
Yeah, I remember I zoomed in on it. So the old Ulster flag, do you know what the old Ulster flag is?
The yellow with the red cross on it?
Yes, and then the shield with a red hand in it.
Yes, that's...
Yeah, and then they adopted that for the Northern Ireland flag.
Yes, that's where the red hand comes from, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because the red hand of Ulster goes back.
Yeah, it's all about the cutting the hand off. And
yeah, but even then, that was like they're not really sure. That's the story that's told about your man cutting it off. But even then, they're not really sure because it just goes back for like hundreds and hundreds of years. You're with me?
Yeah.
So that was the old Ulster flag. And then when Northern Ireland took it, they turned it red and white and stuck the crown on top of the red hand,
So that was, the red. The red is the cross of St. Patrick. That's what that is. So the red, and that was the flag. Oh no, it's the X. It's the red X. Is the old Irish flag.
Right.
See, I love all about flags and stuff. Like for years, like as a kid and all, I used to sort of like be able to tell you from flags around the world and all, like different facts and all this here. Boring, like it's really boring.
I don't know. I love it. I don't find it boring. I think it's quite fascinating because the concept of saying like I mean, imagine back in the day and saying, right, listen, do you see where that river is? Mm-hmm. That's my king. That's up to me.
Yeah.
And that's my flag till that river. And then what are you can have after the river, and you make your own flag. It's mental.
It came from going into battle, and you had to be able to see whose side you were on. So whoever has that flag, it came from like house colours and all that shit. Yeah. And then as it got bigger and bigger, it became represent the countries.
Yeah, it's deep. And then the tricolor, the Irish flag. It's like one of the only. It's a unique flag because it's one of the only flags in the world that displays the Civil War.
Oh yeah,
the flag.
Yeah, the green, the white peace, and then orange for Protestantism. Yeah.
The orange men and the Republicans, and then the white in between them.
And then it took it from the reason it's like that. It's like vertical is because it took it from the French flag, which is because of their revolution. So they went, well, we had a revolution, so we'll do the same as the French, but instead of doing it just about Ireland, they put both sides in it.
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
I always thought, I remember showing when I went to England, and I showed them, where I came from in Belfast, Rathcoole, and I says, and they paint all the curbs, red, white, and blue. And I says, why do they paint them with the French flag? Because it is literally like the French flag, isn't it? It's mental.
I think it's French flag. My dad was from Rathcoole. My dad was born and raised in Rathcoole.
He was not.
Yeah, he was. So see that video I put up, was it yesterday, about my granny being a Protestant?
Yes.
Right? So I never knew this growing up, true, like 100%, and she was the most devout Catholic you've ever, and it scared me to the point where I asked my mom, I was like, why is my granny like that? And she was like, I think she's overcompensating because she lost a few, she's making up for lost time. I was like, what are you on about? She said, your granny was a Protestant till she was in her early 20s. So then I was like, well, is that why they lived? So I could never work out why they lived in Rathcoole from my dad was born until he was about 10. And then they moved over to Lenadoon. And she says, well, a lot of her family and stuff were from there. So my granda and her moved in, even though she had to then pretend that she didn't. So both of them were Catholics. She changed to being a Catholic, and they moved into Rathcoole, but both had to keep it on the down low that they were. But it was way before the Troubles and all that. Yes. So it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
But so
wow,
Rathcoole to Lenadoon, flipped it up. But yeah, so
that's deep. That is deep. I mean, my dad. I said in the song about my dad's life story and all, but my dad lived like a few streets away from Bobby Sands.
Oh, aye.
And they used to play football together.
Yeah.
And then obviously all the Troubles kicked off, and it's interesting as well. My girlfriend, she said that her granny said like an opposite thing. Like they used to be Catholics, but then they became Protestants.
There's a lot of transfers. It was a busy market. They should have like a transfer window where you had Sky Sports outside your house with any rumours, and you're gonna. I'm going to Hinduism actually. To be honest with you,
I know, literally.
Late bid.
I seen that though. Did you see that statistic? They said, what's the most common name in Galway now in like 2022?
What is it?
Do you not know?
No.
For boys, they were saying, what's the most popular boy name in Galway?
Yeah.
And they were asking all the public, and they were all saying, Patrick, or, Seamus, I don't know. It's Muhammad.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that deep? It's deep, like, bro. So, like, you know, the religious thing. I always find it funny as well, the way people. I was even talking to an American there this week, and they thought it's all about Protestants and Catholics, and like the truth is that that's a tag that was associated with the Troubles. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was nothing to do with what religion you were or what you believed. You know, it was all about, like, you know, imperialism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, that type of shit. You know, so it was mad. Like, that's what my story is about as well. Like, my great granda was actually like from down south. And he came up and all that happened.
When you look back, it's mad how many different strands. Because like my on my mum's side, we just found out my granny's mum was from England, and two of my granny's brothers were in the RAF, and you know, lived in England and whatever. And when you start looking back into your own history, never mind how complicated everybody else's is, you kind of go, it's not as black and white or as green and orange as you think. It changed, and that to me the whole thing is that it's like we have a really big working class, you know, culture and society here, and by putting that divide in, it makes you go, this person that lives on the other side of the street, you know, this 2 streets away from me is so different from me, and you're like 99.9% of your lives are exactly the same.
Literally.
It's and if we only realize that, and the differences like in sort of culture or whatever are good, you know, it's like that adds a bit of flavor, and it should be, but it's the idea that the whole imperial argument is that if you have an outlying area you want to keep control of, the best thing to do is divide and conquer. Let them fight amongst themselves, because if everybody turned around and all the working class communities here had class solidarity and went, we don't need to be ruled by anybody, you know, it's just stopping that kind of cohesion. So I've never bought into it. Like as soon as I realized, I kind of realized whenever I was told you're basically 1/4 Protestant, and it made me realize that there was always this thing in our house of, don't be buying into all the shite you're hearing out in the street about, you know, the Troubles or, you know, green and orange and all that. And I kind of could never put my finger on why they were really sort of on top of you about that. And it was because not just on my dad's side, but even on my ma's side, where, you know, there's ones that fought in the different, you know, RAF and stuff. It was like they were like, you know, they didn't want me to buy into any of the bullshit, you know, sort of just go along with the, you know, with the crowd, you know, because where I live, where I grew up in West Belfast, there was riots every summer. Not too far from where my house was, up on the Blacks Road, between a Protestant side and a Catholic side, and I basically had to sit in most of the summer because my mum was like, "You're not going up to them," because it was a bit of fun, it was a bit of crack, because you got the stand, it was all about, you know, oh, the cops are here and all, and I could never work out why they were like, "You're not going anywhere near on it." Probably because I would have been shite, like I acted hard, but I wasn't, you know. Yeah. If I'd have seen a bit of blood, I'd have been running away, I want a plaster, you know, and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" So, yeah, but
a lot of them are like that, like, as well. But I don't know. I wrote a song called The Bridge, and that was pretty much exactly what it is. It was about, you know, crossing over and realizing that everything's pretty much the same. Yeah, different as like the colours, you know, the flags are different. And
when did you go from here over to Manchester?
I originally went to Wales.
Right.
So we moved to Wales for like 2.5 years, and started boxing there and everything. And my wee sister was born there. So my dad bought me this chain. I've had this chain around my neck for 30 years.
Whereabouts in
Swansea?
Wales? Swansea, yeah.
Yeah, so I was training with Enzo McNarelli and all, the boxer. When he was like 15, I was like 7, you know.
Holy shit.
And then we stayed there for 2.5 years. And then in 1996, we moved to Manchester. And that was when the IRA put up the Arndale Centre. And everyone then was saying, "You're Irish, bastards," and all. And I was like, "Hold on, no, we're British."
Suspicion that it shifted to you all of a sudden?
Yeah, it did. Like, it definitely, like, it was more like, you know, the more you tried to explain, they just couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
You with me? And then I was like telling like the stories, and you seen all the new, like, it's a weird concept over there as well. It's like they don't really have an igloo. You know, about anything about what it is at all.
I thought you meant an actual igloo. Yeah. I was like, where the Manchester were? Alaska? Yeah. Is there one up there?
Yeah, so
sorry, can I just ask you to move that mic a wee bit back, just towards that window, like this way?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, blocking his view.
Cover my face, blocking the view. I did that on purpose. Let's cover my face on purpose.
So let's go back, bro. Well, like, what did you do growing up then? How old are you? You same age as me?
39.
So you're a couple of years older than me. I'm 36. So, what did you do growing up then?
everything, same as everybody, just mucked about. And I was always the class clown. I was always trying to make fun, and just I could never get my head around the fact that people actually went to school to learn shit.
Yeah.
You know, I remember going to school and the people would be like, Paddy, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm like, why is fucking school? You're supposed to muck about and just. So I used to just always go in trying to, you know. I basically used to watch TV, and it was before you could get like Instagram or, you know, YouTube and TikTok. So when you went into school the next day, I was able to repeat the really funny stuff that had happened on TV. They're like, oh, what did such and such say on, do you know, like shows like Nevermind the Buzzcocks and all, and they think it's all over. And I was like, oh, and then and so I started being able to do impressions and like make people laugh. And then I started going, you know, I'd love to do this someday, you know. But I never actually thought I'll end up doing comedy at any stage. But I just loved constantly making people laugh. And so yeah, I did shit, not massive, too bad in school, but I was never like a really good student. So I just didn't go to university or anything. I straight out of school, straight into work.
And what did you work at?
I was in a call center, so
Right.
I had a few jobs whenever I was like in my teenage years, like just trying to get out and work. Because you know when you got your what do you call it, your national insurance number,
Yeah.
you thought that was it. Passport to the world, you know, and really just meant I could get a job in Dunn's breaking up boxes.
Literally.
So I worked in Dunn's for about a year, and then worked in a call centre for about 7 years. It was
You done it for 7 years.
But I was a trainer, so what I did was basically you get paid the sky if you're a trainer. I'm daubing my trainer crew in here, but basically when you're a trainer, you go in, and so I was good on the phones for about a year, and then. If you're good in the phones, you might get, you know, a manager's job or whatever. And I didn't want to be a manager, but they're like, oh, you want to be a trainer? So I ended up being a trainer. So people would come in and I would train them, you know, for 2 weeks before they went on the phones. And it was great crack. And that was kind of like stand up to me, because you got to get up every day and, you know, talk about, you know, and you had your own wee jokes that you would drop. And every now and again, then you'd see somebody coming in who's like shadowing you, another trainer, like, shit, they've seen all this material before. Most people think it's off the top of your head, but then I was like, oh, and then they're like, Paddy, do you crack them jokes every single time? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I love that, like, but I couldn't have done 7 years on the phones. I don't know how anybody can do that long on the phones.
I done the call sales for about 45 minutes. No, I'm serious. I'll never forget it. It was
Where was it?
In Manchester. Well, Stockport,
Right.
and that's like a place just beside Manchester.
Yeah.
And like you said, I got my national insurance number. One of my mates was like, "Oh, they've promoted me in this call centre. It's easy and all. I'm getting loads of money and all. I could get you a job there." And all my mates went down. It was called Space Designs. They were selling kitchens.
Right.
Right, and I went in then, and I gets on the phone I'm a wee bit. I don't like all the phones and all anyway. So they say you put this earphone, and you just keep calling through. So I get through to a wee granny, and I'm like, "Hello, this is Space Designs. Would you like to buy a kitchen?" And I'm like, hanging up. I done it for about 20 minutes and thought this.
Jacked it in.
They couldn't handle it, bro.
But you see, you know what your mate was doing there? He was getting commission for everybody that he gets to sign up to go into his job. He'll get commission. So he was like selling it like it was fucking brilliant. And then as soon as you get in, you're like, this is shit.
It happened to me a couple of times. Fucking my other mate there, Clean Easy. There's about 18. Yeah.
Is that the like magazine with all the
fucking I got conned, bro. He came to me and goes, "Oh, we're gonna be millionaires."
And you're selling steam maps?
I'm walking around. I invested about 300 quid into this fucking thing. I'm there walking about delivering fucking plastic fucking Tupperware to fucking grannies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reap in like some pennies, and they're charging me by the whack.
my
Cleanly,
God.
I'm thinking it's some pyramid scheme.
Clean Easy was a laugh. Like, 'cause my mother-in-law used to get the Clean Easy magazines, and my grannies as well. And like, I knew I was getting old then, because I used to laugh. Like, look at this, that, and then I'd find myself leafing through it, going, "Here, look at that there. You can wipe him clean and all. You can change the heads on this map. It's the same. You plug it in. Not so. I was. You would have got a good sale out of me.
That's true.
You
There
know,
was
my
all
number.
types of multifunctional fucking potato peelers on sorts of shit. It was mental. But
Is that the one you held the class hostage with?
No, that was an old school one. The way, like, it looked like a wee dagger.
Like an arms dealer. The one of them ones, yeah, old school ones.
That was funny, bro. Did you see fucking was in the papers and all of that?
You were?
Yeah, the fucking Belfast Telegraph. First time, like, I'm offended. I'm thinking, is that the first fucking article I want to do? Hell's this class hostage with a potato peeler. I'm thinking.
I didn't even realise that it went to the papers. Like, that's mad.
Yeah, it went to the papers and fucking had 1 million views on the Whiskey and White podcast. You know, on the.
Yeah, I've been on that. Yeah,
so
fair play.
Were you on that?
I was on that. Yeah, a couple of months ago. Yeah,
They're good.
They're
lads.
good crack. Yeah.
They are. So I'm walking Tyrone out for his next fight,
Oh, class.
for his next title fight.
Was that moved or cancelled or something?
Yeah, so it got cancelled against the Italian.
Yep.
and that was in Dublin. I was supposed to be last Saturday going there.
And Tommy's as well.
And Tommy's. So they were the Belfast 2 almost champions, you know. But it's happening in December.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, and I think it's moving up to Belfast. So I'm still going to walk them out and all in the arena.
That'll be amazing.
You've done the arena, haven't you?
SSE,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So
Yeah.
you started in the school then,
Yep.
and then you were on the call centres.
Yep.
That call centre shit is hectic.
Yeah.
Maybe that helped you be able to talk.
So that was the two things kind of went hand in hand. As I was doing the stuff in the call centre, I'd started a wedding band. Now you don't start a wedding band. You don't just go, we're doing weddings. It was just me and my mates kind of jamming together.
Right.
And so I could sing a wee bit, but I had a really good singer. I played guitar, so we had a wee band, and we were going for about a year, kind of just messing about in his house playing. And we're like, we're actually dead on. So we started getting gigs in like local GAA clubs. They'd stick us on, they'd give us the room, and they'd be like, you can take the money on the door or whatever, and we weren't making anything. And then somebody come up and we're like, will you do our wedding? And that was the start of it. As soon as you start doing weddings, there's decent money in it, better than, not getting paid in St. Galls. So
Yeah.
we started doing weddings, and so I was working in the call centre, doing the weddings, and then I was also a carer for my sister with special needs, so I had those three things always going on. And then whenever I decided to try stand-up, which was 5 years ago, it kind of had the makings of, doing stand-up, because I'd experienced getting up on stage, and not being nervous that way. And I made sort of musical comedy as well, so I had the guitar. And then, like, from being a carer, you get loads of stories, just a different, like, stuff you can talk about, and loads of different life experience. So by the time I started doing stand-up, about 34, you've 30 odd years of life experience, and you've got, so you've got stuff to talk about, and you're not going to run out of material. So kind of all came together at the right time,
Fair play to you, bro. That's powerful. And then, so can you remember like doing your first stand-up and shit?
Yeah, well, but I was nervous. Like, I know I say that you had experience, but there's nothing.
Of course.
There's nothing gets. I mean, like if you're playing in a wedding band, and you get up and you get to the end of like Brown Eyed Girl, and nobody's clapping or nobody's dancing. It's just one of them gigs, and you just move straight into the next song. But if you say something and you're like saying to a load of people, you're basically going, I think I'm funny. And that's why I never got up on stage and did stand-up. And I think that's why a lot of people from working class backgrounds here don't do stand-up, is because there's this sort of self-deprecating, you can be funny in your mate's house, and you can be funny, in the bar, but you don't get up on stage and be a dickhead and think that you're funny. And, there's a difference between, that. And so I'd never wanted to make that leap until literally like my brother-in-laws and stuff were like, you stop making these be funny videos and songs and go and do them on stage. I think they were just annoyed me sending them in the WhatsApp group all the time. They're like, fuck off. So I did it, and it went amazing. It was like 30 people in a wee club in Dublin Road, Liquor, XXX. It's like facing where the cinema used to be, just up from it, beside Filthy's. And it went brilliant. And honestly, say if it had been shit, I'd never have done it again, because it was so nerve-wracking. But luckily it went well, and the second gig went well, third gig, I think it was like maybe the fifth, that was a stinker, but luckily everybody had a stinker that night. It wasn't just I got into, but by that stage I decided I was going to do it, and then within a year I was doing the Ulster Hall, and within a year of that I was doing the SSE, so it kind of just all sort of snowballed that way.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that there's loads of the comedy scene in Belfast is fucking blew up.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
They're all selling out the fucking SSE.
Yeah, no, it's like it used to be. I went and seen Bill Bailey in there, who's another like musical comedian, and I would be, I took a lot of inspiration from him, and Billy Connolly would be a big one as well. But Bill Bailey's kind of was a big hero of mine. I went into the SSE, and it was the same setup that I would do, which is you drop the curtain half away. We're not doing like a Peter Kay or a Michael McIntyre full arena.
Yes.
Which is and the reason you're not doing that, have you ever been to one of those where you're sitting way back,
no,
and you end up just watching the screen?
Yeah.
And you're like, I could watch him on DVD in the house for nothing, But so you never do. You don't unless you have to. Like those fellas come through Belfast and they have to do full arena because there's that many people want to come see them.
Yes.
But for me, we would sort of most comedians here would drop a curtain halfway, and it's like a theatre style.
Right.
And that's what I saw Bill Bailey doing. You still get 4,000 people in, but I was standing there, and I'd only started comedy about 3 months, and I was going with my cousin, and I was like, look round. I was sitting at the front, and I look round, and I says, I could fill this. And he went, fuck off. And he hit me a dig in the arm. I like your mates keep you grounded. He was like, fuck away off. And I was like, nah, I could. And I was half joking. And then within like about 9 months of saying that, I was booking it and, selling it out. So
you're a fucking G, bro. And did you do any support, or did you have a support act?
No, because, and it's not like, I don't know. if people think, oh, sure, he doesn't get support, you know, doesn't support the local scene. It's not that. I did have support in the early days, but see, whenever you get to doing like a tour, you get venues for an hour, or they might give you for 2 hours of time, you know, stage time. And because I do characters, like I've got a posh character, I've got a raven priest character, and people want to see them. It's like, if I want to do that and also do my stand-up, you know, I do about an hour and 15 minutes as myself, about half an hour as Nigel. And when you put in then a bit of the raven priest and then a 20-minute interval, then you're talking, you're just about squeezing it into the 2 hour slot that you've been given. So I haven't been able to, and then I make videos, and what I do as well is I put like a screen on and hit play on the videos, and it plays like a wee show reel, and that kind of builds people up, and then you make the last one that then merges into reality kind of thing. You kind of mess with that timeline where you then come out on stage and you start the show. So whenever you do all that, you just don't have time to get anybody else on stage. You know, you don't want to go somebody get up there for 3 minutes, you know, because like, well, what's the fucking point then, you know? So I haven't had, but on this new tour, I'm going to be going on tour early next year. Definitely going to bring support this time. I'm scaling it back. I'm not doing all bells and whistles. I'm not.
But what I don't like, if I was going to the SSE, and I knew it was like your like comedy now, I would be a bit annoyed if it was only 2 hours. Like if you sit down and you come on, do your show and it's done, I'd be like, oh, is that it? Even if it was amazing. I'd want like we build up. I like a 4 hour show at least. Do you know what I mean? You go in, there's a couple of like, you know, builds up to the big main thing. Yeah,
well, I mean, I couldn't cover 4 hours, like, but it runs for about 3 whenever you start from your sort of 15-minute warm-up videos that I put on. Then I do about an hour and 15 as myself, 20-minute break, Nigel for half an hour. Then there's like a wee 5-minute turnaround because I have to come out and take the wig off and take the moustache off. Paddy Barnes, you know, the boxer, he came backstage after a gig in the Limelight I did, and his wife went, oh my God. And I was like, what's wrong? And she was like, he didn't realise that you were Nigel, the posh character. I was like, what? She said, he literally just going, hold on, I thought that was another fella. It's like, so, you know, he didn't even realise. So yeah, I have to get out of character, and then I kind of finish. So it's a long enough slog.
Yeah, it's hectic, bro. And like, there's a rapper from Manchester, he's dead famous, called Meeks Manny, and he wears the balaclava, and he wears all like cool, you know, designer gear. But he wears like different ones for different songs, you know, for his music videos. But they're all quite iconic. But he asked me to support him in Dublin, and when I was there, I was backstage and watching. You know what he does in his live set? He does a song, and then it goes black, and there's a bit of talking. He goes and changes his outfit,
and then matches the music video.
And then comes back out. So he changes his outfit about 4 or 5 times within the set. And it's a wee bit like, whoa!
I'm sure the audience really fucking appreciate the effort, like, because you could get away with doing it all in the one.
Obviously,
in the one stage
thing, well, I mean, who doesn't? That's usually the way of it, isn't it? But I thought it was sick, bro. Loved that shit. So who's your favourite comedians?
Billy Connolly from back in the day. Kind of grew up watching the Billy Connolly sort of stand-up.
You know who you look like a bit to me? Like an Irish Bill Burr. Have you ever
I've had that a couple of times, like,
I love Bill Burr. He's fucking brilliant.
He's brilliant, but there's a voice thing on TikTok that changes your, you know, just changes a generic kind of sound of voice. And when I do my Bill Burr impression through that, it's like, it just sounds like every fucking time. Fuck, that's shite. Like, but basically, whatever you fire it through, it's like, it's just the way he gets fucking pissed off at things.
Did you see Bill Burr's cartoon? F is for Family.
No,
bro.
Is this like an actual, like...
It's like fucking, like, Family Guy. Fucking South Park.
No, I haven't seen that.
It is fucking gold.
What's it on?
I don't know. Caitlin, what's it on? F is for Family.
Netflix.
Bro.
I'll check it out.
Oh, no.
And is it for... Could kids watch it? Or is it like it's like a Family Guy kind of...
Like, definitely couldn't. It's like... It's more like South Park or something, you know?
I get you,
but it's like adult themed, but it is golden. It's like... Bill Burr is the dad, you know, and of like a working class family in the 80s. You know, and it's all like a cartoon around
class,
that, but it is funny, bro. I mean, I don't really like cartoons, you know, especially adult ones. I'm not, see, Family Guy, I think it's a bag of shit. I actually do. I think...
Is it just the cartoon element that puts you off it, or is it just...
I love South Park. South Park was more like a social commentary.
Yeah, I was massive into South Park when it started for like the first 5 years. And like, it's still going, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's actually deep.
Yeah, no, I've seen clips and you go, fucking hell. Like,
it's really deep, bro. It's like a real social commentary. And then it even like, there was, did you see the COVID special?
No.
Now that was so amazing. I even felt like they were watching us or something. Because I'll tell you why. I was in Spain when all the lockdowns kicked off.
Oh, aye.
And we were running like my mate there had a cannabis social club that were in Spain, you know. So we were working there and all. And then when the lockdowns happened, we had all the weed jars and all, and was saying to everyone, no, we're keeping her going and all. I put on the fucking South Park episode, and Randy Marsh, he sets up a weed business in the lockdowns and starts calling it the pandemic special. You know what he's saying?
And you were like, they're fucking watching
Yeah,
you.
I was like, what the fuck? It was madness. But then in the second episode, they usually do like 10 or 15 episodes a year. But during the lockdowns, they only done 2. They done the pandemic special,
Yeah.
which actually was the jar of weed.
Yeah.
And then they done the vaccine special, right? And it was like called post-COVID. But that was scary. I mean, they even like broke the fourth wall for the first time I've ever seen in South Park. And they actually said, like, there's a conspiracy. They're stopping us, like, speaking. Next thing you see the mouse come in and, like, delete his mouth. And they're going, the creators are working on it. And they even admit, basically, that Matt and Trey, they are, like, fucking part of the elites.
Right.
You know? And, like, see, there's a scary trait that psychopaths use called duping delight.
Right.
And it's like, they sort of confess what they're doing.
But they do it in plain sight kind of thing. Is that thing? Yeah.
And this is sort of what this is what I believe South Park is as well. It's like the elites sort of duping delight.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it could be like that. Because they're exposing it, but at the same time, they're going, we're part of that. And
And it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't base your real life philosophical views on South Park.
Cartoon,
But the truth is, that's what the cartoon is. It's it's analysing society and showing you the stupidity of what you are partaking in.
Yeah.
You know?
I say that just, it's changed so much since I watched it. Like, it was like, it's near 20 years old. Easy, like. Yeah. Because I just remember the Mr. Hanky and the...
of course. Yeah. But even then, even then though, I mean, I loved South Park. See, I liked The Simpsons, but again, it was very commercial.
Yeah.
You with me?
I liked The Simpsons early up until, I think it's season 10, and then it went noticeably downhill.
And the Futurama, that was okay. But it wasn't ever as good as Simpsons.
Yeah.
And then when they done fucking Family Guy, I believed Family Guy was like a psyop, like a social operation, because when you look at Family Guy too, and they even said like South Park and Family Guy were like fight, like, you know, had this like beef going
between them.
But I said there's no comparison. I said South Park, they home in on a specific issue and then they explore it all, and then it's a full episode. Family Guy is a series of incoherent jokes that don't even really have any relevance to each other, and it's like mindless. Like remember the chicken thing. Peter.
Beating the chicken in the fight that went on for ages, didn't it? No. See, I had kind of checked out. Once The Simpsons went downhill, that was the kind of last kind of cartoon thing. And I suppose early South Park, but I haven't really watched anything else since that. Yeah, so F is for Family on Netflix.
10 out of fucking 10, bro. Me and my girl binged watched it all.
Definitely
it's
check it out.
Fucking golden. And I'd say South Park, F is for Family, and then the Boondocks. They're the best. That's like a black American satire, like cartoon show, but two like wee kids in the ghetto. One's like a revolutionary, and one's like ghetto, you know. But it shows all like again, it's like South Park, but from the black community. And it shows you all that, you know. But check out F is for Family, bro.
Definitely.
My favorite comedian. You ever heard Lemmy?
Oh, Lemmy, loved Lemmy. Absolutely loved him.
He's golden.
He's brilliant, and I remember whenever his show went national. So that's kind of like something I would love to happen. You know, you think about career progression. So he started doing his sketch show on BBC Scotland, so it was just regional, so we weren't seeing it over here. And then I remember that the second series of the show, because I had never seen then the first series because it was just in Scotland, went on BBC nationally and was played so we could watch it. And I remember somebody was like, you got to check this out, and I laughed so hard, and it made me realise that how much what one person finds funny, another one doesn't. Because I remember I just kept looking at my wife, and she was just looking at me going, why do you find this funny? And I used to have to say, I don't want to watch this show with you anymore. You're bringing me down. Let me just go. Because it is crazy. His humour's crazy and all, but I love Lemmy.
It's weird, bro, because what you're saying is exactly my experience. Me and my brother found him. And it was like, you know, on the way to, remember the bus journey?
Yeah, Yoka.
On the way to Yoka. It's amazing. The best trip of his life. No.
He's fucking... D
loved
D
it.
D.
Yeah, but I mean, I loved it. I thought it was golden.
Yeah.
Showed it to this like other fella from England. He was looking at me like,
There's nothing worse than that when you build something up and you're watching them and watching it, going,
yeah.
come on, and you're like, you take it really personal, like as if you made the thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
nah,
what are
I
you
did.
doing?
And then, do you know what I realised? I thought to myself, because the more I watched of Lemmy, I thought, you have to have been in a dark place or something.
Yeah, there's something about that. Yeah, like the DD stuff, you know, like the stoner kind
You
of
have to
like
know it.
ringing out about. There's something so sad about it as well. He rung up for a job on. They still remember teletext jobs used to say, and he rang up for a job. He was all like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. That's it. Going to fucking sort my life out."
Yeah.
And then the girl rings him. She's like, "Hi, just getting back about your job application." And it's the next day. He's like, "Nah, just not gonna fucking bother." And it's like, you wanted this job? She's like, but he's like, nah. She just hung up on
Yeah,
it.
Phoebe was the best. And what about where he goes, I was just about to go to bed, right?
Is this Danone?
I don't know.
Danone.
So I sat there all day long, my eyelids were fucking...
Watching for it again.
But the scary thing is, there's such like a realness to it. You remember the one as well about like where he started hallucinating and his gaffing on.
About the swing, the Finiston Cran and all this, reconnecting with his dad. There was something
really
dark
feeling
about
his
that.
granny,
Yeah.
and the police
Yeah,
coming for us. Oh, listen, he's fucking genius.
brilliant.
And I mean, even and remember the clairvoyant one that he done?
Oh, not... Which one was that?
He does like a clairvoyant.
Trying
He's
to
like a
remember.
TV clairvoyant.
Is it not Falconhoof with the fucking...
No, not Falconhoof. I mean, this is the one where he goes like, "There's someone's dead granny here and they're talking to me."
Oh,
And then he goes, "She's dead. She's in hell."
that's right. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
down
She's
below."
down, and
Yeah.
they're... Yeah, I remember
And I
that,
love that because the truth is, not everybody's fucking
Yeah,
like
they're not going up.
like also was going to do
Yeah.
believe in death, like life
Afterlife?
after death and all.
No, I used to be like so brought up by like a real mad, you know, sort of super Catholic granny. I was so afraid of religion to the point where it kind of like flipped me about, and I was like, I'm not into it. So as soon as I kind of got on, not saying there's nothing, but I just, you know, I don't know what.
So
I think
you're
there
not
is.
saying there's nothing. So you're not an atheist.
No, well, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what the definition is, if but whether you're agnostic or whether you're an atheist or whatever. But I just be like, I'm done with it. Religion for me kind of scarred me growing up
Yeah.
to the point where it's like, you know, I don't really put any faith in it. But like I say, you know, there's not. I mean, like I'm getting into the whole sort of the physics, you know, to explaining whether or not, you know, what's going on with the universe and multiverse and string theory and all that. I don't claim to know everything about it, but I'm interested in the fact that there's something way bigger and other things going on than just this. It can't be just us, that kind of way.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that translates into it's a sort of a god and a devil and that kind of, you know, and an afterlife and whatever.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more than just this. That's the way I see it anyway.
No, I do get it. It's a mad.
Where do you sit on it though? What's
It's weird because, like, see, with me as well, like, I've always believed in God. I've always, my dad was a preacher and everything. I grew up the son of a preacher man, you know.
there you go.
Just stood there, read the Bible constantly and also
You
that.
gotta sample that song and was the son of a preacher man.
I have.
Oh, have you? Fuck, there you go. As if I know what I'm talking about.
I actually never released it, but it was actually good. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I've got
you
it there.
definitely have to be class,
It's
yeah.
funny. It was like it's a funny wee tune that I did like it as well. It's about me smoking weed and on being a wee rebel, you know.
Class.
It's funny.
I like the Manic Street Preachers growing up. So like a few of my mates said, like, was a Manic Street Preachers fan? Like,
Oh, he's a man.
but yeah, that'd be
Manic Street
class.
Preachers were class.
They were brilliant.
Were they not from Manchester?
No, they're Welsh. They're Blackwood, Wales.
Wow.
And like that was what got me into. Whenever I started getting into them in my late teens, they were all about sort of, you know, class solidarity. They were socialists. They were left wing, and it was the first time ever. I was like, oh my god, there's a different way of looking at things, and you know how society is structured and all that. So that kind of opened my eyes to that. Where it was like, you know, yeah, there's other things going on. And I did sociology in school as well, and our teacher. He was brilliant, but he was just a mad sort of anti-capitalist, and you know that's what they want you to think and all. Open your eyes, stop, you know, break free of the system. So it was all mad, and he was the first one actually. It kind of went. I went to, in my school. He was like, it was first parent teacher meeting that he sort of met my man. He was like, and you're a nurse, and your husband's works in the factory, and you have a special needs daughter, and there's 7 of you in a mid-terrace 3-bedroom house. and he came in and he ripped into the rest of my class. Your dad's a doctor, your dad's a solicitor, your mum's an architect and all, and you live in such and such road, and you're all got everything. See him, he's got nothing. And I was like, I didn't ask for this, you know. And he was like, and I'm going to help him. But then at the same time, he's like, and I'm angry at you. You should have told me. You're looking after a disabled sister and all, and you're from working class background. Why didn't you tell me? We've got to stick together and see all yous. And I was like, fucking, you know, where did this come from? And he's like, I'm going to help you, but I'm annoyed at you. But I'm going to help you, but I'm fucking annoyed. And I was like, and he ripped into everybody else in the class for having privilege and whatever else. And I was like, this guy's cool. So that all came at the same time as me listening to the Manics, and, you know, sort of, and that's set me on a path to being like, you know, I think it's the right path and more in line with what you would sort of be like, you know, you gotta think about it a wee bit more, you know, sort of from the bigger picture. It's
funny, bro. I got kicked out of high school, so I didn't do my GCSEs. Then I wanted to go to college to do music, but they said I needed an English GCSE.
Right.
So they said, but it's okay, you can do it at the college. You know, so I was doing like my A levels at music, but I was doing my GCSE English, and it was this really eccentric old like Jewish guy, and like, you know, he says, I want you all to write just write a story, you know, in the first day, like in the English class. So I wrote this big mad like rap poem thing, and I was really proud of it and all. And I gave it to him, and he just looked at it, and he just looked at me and went, have you never been to school? And then I went, what? And he went, you write in all capital letters. That's
so I.
Do you?
Yeah. My wife cracks up every time. She's like, why are you writing in capitals? Because people think you're shouting now, you know, all caps. Literally. It's like, you're not, I promise I'm not shouting. It's just the way I write. Yeah.
So I just wrote big capitals, like all fucking. He goes, there's no apostrophes, there's no paragraphs, there's no sentence. It's like, it's just. But and then I was thinking, what about the content?
Yeah.
And he just went, ripped it up in front of me. But like, you could say it's a bit of feathers, but I like that.
Yeah.
And then like, the more he talked away, it was deep, you know. But I always like. Then he goes like this as well. Most of my class were like black kids and all, you know. But then he goes like this. Racism is very still, you know, strong in today's society. For example, if there was two black kids driving in a car, or like two black lads driving in a car, and two white guys driving in a car, who's more likely to get pulled over? And everyone in the class said, the black guys. And he went, see? And I went, sir, that's wrong. And then he went, what? And I said, you have to look at the context. I said, if the two black guys were driving an expensive car, wearing suits, driving around a rich area, and the two white guys are dressed in North Face and driving a banger and driving around the ghetto, who's more likely to get pulled then? Do you understand? I said, so in today's society, it's more a social class, depending on where you're from. And that's the more likelihood of what makes you more likely to get stopped. But then he was all very like, whoa, like, you know.
Yeah.
Because you have to think outside the box.
You need a teacher like that sometimes. And I'd never had one until that teacher, Mr. McNally, called him. He was brilliant. And so many people then, I got asked on Instagram one time, ask me a question. Somebody was like, your favourite teacher? And I mentioned him. And the amount of people that messaged me, just like so many people had been taught by him, and he'd left the same impression on them, where it takes you to be, you know, somebody that's a bit more in your face, and like, you know, like just different methods or whatever to kind of trigger something in your brain. So
because he was so like, he must have seen the rebelliousness in me, this old teacher guy, and he never gave me any like praise. He didn't. He must have thought you're after praise, and he never give it me. Like, but he always let me see he was intrigued. So I was always trying to intrigue him more.
You're working for it.
And then guess what happened? My dad was driving along and seen him, because when I seen him, I said, Dad, it's my teacher. He's my favourite teacher and all. He's brilliant. You know, he gets me to think. My dad seen him one night, and he was like drinking. He would come back from the pub. My dad pulled over and says, do you want a lift? And he got in the car with my dad, and he said to my dad, your son is a modern day Shakespeare. And started saying that about it. And I was sat thinking, whoa. But he only ever said it when he was drunk.
But that's people do say, you know, you speak truth whenever you have a few drinks. You know, so that's class. Yeah,
it was deep, bro. It was deep. So you sold out the fucking arenas, and you're doing a new tour now.
Yeah.
Do you not do your own? I asked you about a podcast. So you said only.
So it did like, I have to count them, but it might be a 10 episode thing where I did one series of it whenever I had a bit of quieter time, and then I had a couple of projects kicking in, was like, I'll go back to it after. So I've got the equipment. I've still got the the sort of the channels on Spotify and whatever else.
Yeah.
And we may resurrect it, but I don't know how you cope with booking in guests all the time. And it was so hard that you'd plan a certain day and then somebody let you down, and then you had to rejig things. So I might sort of reformat it, but at the minute I've just got so much on that I can't find time for doing a podcast at the minute.
Do you want me to tell you the truth? See, with this podcast, it's actually been like, I know what you mean. That would stress me out and all, trying to fucking book guests.
Yeah.
And all my guests have been very, like, natural. There's one person I'm stalking like a maniac. And
Can
I
you
might
say?
have to calm myself. Oh, well, I'll say him now. I've messaged Glenn Ross.
Oh, the strong one?
Yeah, about 50 times.
I met him. Where did I meet him? At
Yeah,
some
in
at a
Bangor
gig
or
or
something.
whatever. I did a gig somewhere, and then or did he come to one of my gigs? And he's a legend. Like, he's so sound.
Yeah, I'm stalking him. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what to do. I might have to say I'm sorry. Like, but I just keep saying, bro, will you come on next Tuesday? And he messaged me back one time and says, oh, I'm away. I'll come back. I'll be back.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, yes, I'm getting him on. And then he doesn't message me. But I don't take that to heart now. I just keep,
No, you just
keep
plugging at
persisting.
it, yeah.
And until he blocks me. then I'm just going to keep inviting him on, But love Glenn Ross. My podcast is cool because it's like, I only really pick guys who I've got an interest in, and I think, oh, they're smashing it. They're all like masters of their crafts, all different crafts. You know what I mean? So like we had boxers, MMA fighters, actors, and like to be honest, it's sort of turned into a bit of a fucking comedian podcast now. Non-stop comedians,
I love the way you say comedians, right? Say that instead of like comedians. But I like all of my like my dad's mates and all would say like medium, what's a medium instead of and then so I like I joked about it saying like we could never have people from like Belfast being like really really professional. Like, could you imagine your doctor comes in there and says, "Listen, we'll run the test and you've got chlamydia." Chlamydia. Like, but basically apparently that comes from Irish. Because the DIA in Irish is pronounced with a J. So if anybody says medium or medium idiot, that kind of that turns into J. So comedian, medium, chlamydia.
Yeah, of course, I always say a medium Glaswegian comedian.
That'll be such a good like name for a show, medium Glaswegian comedian.
I'll tell you, that's why I think I love the Scottish accent the most.
Yeah,
and specifically the
Glaswegian,
accent.
like Kevin Bridges, Billy Connolly, Lemmy, that accent with that kind of humor.
Fucking gold.
Yeah,
it is golden, like and it's funny because, like I say, Belfast is fucking blowing up too. Like, you know what I mean? There is some big fucking comedians, bro. Had like fucking what's his name, Paddy McDonald.
Yes, yeah, he was on there, wasn't he? I was scrolling through your thing, so you had him and all on. Yeah.
But so when I followed you on the Insta, because I hadn't heard of you, and I thought, wow, there's more fucking comedians. It's like I keep finding more, and like you said, it was the algorithm.
Yeah.
It was definitely
something. That's something in that.
It's because you were speaking about Emerald Park.
Yeah. and I don't even know if I hashtagged them or anything, so I must check
it was
it out.
weird. So then after that, I thought, wow, here's another fella, and you had a big following and everything, and I seen you were like so I clicked on who you follow, and you know the way it shows you our mutual followers.
Yes.
And you followed a few of the comedians. But there was one fella I seen you didn't follow.
Who's this?
The big mean dog.
Who's that?
Shane Todd.
Oh, right, yeah.
So what's the beef? Are you beefing?
I'm not beefing with anybody. I think if you have to have beef, it has to go like both ways. And you have to. I don't beef with no one.
Because I like Shane. Shane is the guy who I even started up the podcast for.
Oh, yeah.
So I went on his podcast.
Yeah.
And then after that, I thought, I'm going to try my own. I like that.
Yeah.
And then he was like my 6th guest or something. So he's been on here twice.
Yeah.
And then I've been on his twice, But so what's I see that you follow Paddy McDonald.
Yeah.
The Whiskey and White Boys.
Yeah.
Have you not been on tea with me?
No, and it's like I kind of came. So I started comedy in 2018, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of came into it late. Those comedians that you were mentioning, they've been gigging together from like 14 years, 15 years. So you can't kind of expect to come out and go straight into, cut into somebody's circle. So, and we've never really kind of gigged together in that kind of way. And I think that's the industry kind of works like that quite a lot, where if you do a gig with somebody and you're in the green room, you end up chatting and like, oh, I'll come on your podcast, you come on mine, all that stuff. So I've just never been in that kind of in that circle.
See, I didn't follow any of them.
Yeah.
I always had like 40 people I followed. I was a weirdo. I like to have 44 people that I followed. So even if I followed
Specific
someone else,
number?
yeah, just a weirdo.
It's like a club.
Yeah.
So you're following one, you have to lose one.
Yeah, and then funny enough as well, there's a rapper called fucking Sav from London who I done a song with, and he
Yeah.
went, "Yo, that's sick, bro. I'm gonna do it." And he unfollowed all his people. Still to this day, he only has 44.
44. That's
And I
so
was
funny.
laughing. But what do you call it? I never followed none of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then obviously I'm doing my podcast, and I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah, yeah.
I have to follow everyone that I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I do. I've had 27 guests on, and like I love them all. You with me? They're all like really
Yeah, yeah.
individual, talent. But what I noticed is there was always like clickiness in like anything that you do.
Yeah, yeah.
You with me? And I always just broke through the clickiness.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
give a fuck. I'm never
Yeah.
a part of no cliques.
Yeah.
It's even
Yep.
the thing about the fucking nationalism thing. Like, are you supporting this flag
One
or
way or
that
the other,
flag?
yeah, yeah.
The truth is, there's fucking nonsense and dickheads and evil fucks on both
On both
sides.
sides,
So why are you gonna?
You're never going to get behind one banner. Yeah,
Yeah, I just promote the fucking individuals. You know
Yeah,
what
well,
I'm
I think
saying?
that's where I kind of came from, was that I started doing stand-up at a time where I'd already had 2 kids, and I was like, I would go to a gig, and I would be there from the start, do my bit, watch the headline or whatever, say, great gig and all after, and then head. Whereas the scene is like, a lot of comedians stay together, go out, and
Yeah.
drink together, socialize together. And I think if you come into a game like comedy at 34, and you've got 2 kids and all, and you've your own social group, you have your own friends, family, whatever. It's kind of like, I never had it as a social thing, that I was looking for friends and looking to kind of get
Yeah,
involved
yeah,
with a group of
yeah.
people. And I think maybe, that kind of does then make you an outsider. And I think there's maybe misconstrued signs where they think, oh, he doesn't want to be part of us. He doesn't want, and it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
It's literally just that I'm coming to a gig from having put my daughter to bed,
Yeah.
I'm like, what time's it starting at? You run in, you do it,
Jesus.
and you're like, right, I have to be up in the morning to get the kids out to school,
Yeah.
or I'm working doing whatever else. So I think if you started like a lot of those comedians did from as soon as they come out of school, you're going to form that sort of bond and whatever. And I can't expect to break into that. And at the same time, I don't want to be like, you don't want to have to sort of come and go like, can I go be in your WhatsApp group or whatever?
Yes.
You kind of
Yeah.
just have to plow your own furrow, and
Nah, it's
eventually
so
you'll
fucking true.
you'll cross paths
Nah.
and end up, chatting and whatever else. And who knows, in the
Yeah.
future.
Listen, Shane, you better get him on the fucking tee with me. You need him on it. They're telling you, because I thought, nah, why you're not? I was expecting, when I seen all the other all the
Yeah,
comedians, I thought, Shane's the worst Shane. And then he wasn't there, and I was thinking, what? There must be a bit of, but it's funny.
I only follow 44,000 people.
Is that what it is, bro? You only have your limit. I said you're just under 1,000, you.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you keeping it under the 1,000?
No,
Is
it's
that
funny
your
you say
story?
that. Is that say when people, the way I operate is I'll follow somebody back on Instagram. Every now and again, if somebody leaves a nice comment or sends a nice message,
Yeah.
sometimes I follow it back, and then I've had to start curating that, because I started following a couple of people, and there was one or two were had OnlyFans and shit, and I'm scrolling through Instagram
for
stories,
fuck's
and next thing
sake,
you know,
you're
this
getting
thing
in
pops
trouble.
up, and all of a sudden the angle that your phone is at beside your wife turns, and she she knows right. What are you looking at? And you're like,
know.
I have to really vet who I follow now. So I've kind of, not that I've stopped following on purpose. That's a knowing look.
I know. No, we know. I know about that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm saying, listen, I'm just fucking.
That's my excuse anyway, and I'm sticking to it. It's on
I
camera.
agree. Listen, I agree with it. I'm not even going to get into that no more. We're still leaving that at that. Kittens are staring at me. But so what do you call it? Did you watch the Nolan thing? The Macabre.
So how long is that? When did that come out? Because I saw a trailer for that ages
Yeah.
ago.
I think he filmed it last year,
Okay, right.
and then he just released it.
Yeah, because I saw clips about it ages ago, so it's only out, and I haven't watched it yet. Is it good?
I think it's fucking brilliant.
All right. And on what level? As something funny to watch, or genuinely kind of?
I'm going to tell you the truth. It had a bit of everything in it for me. I thought it was entertaining, quite funny, some of it, and some of it scared me, and some of it fucking depressed me. Some of it made me really depressed,
Yeah.
and made me think about it a lot. See, even Steven's funny, because it's you love to hate him. You do, and you're like, look at him and all, but you still, his journalism was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
I have to give him to him. I have to tell it was real.
Yeah.
And I like the way, then people are like, oh, he was getting abused, something desperate. You obviously don't know the lads. That was
Yeah.
all banter. You know, all saying, you big fat fuck, Stephen, and all, but they're all sort of saying it in a wee banter way.
Yeah,
It was all joke.
Yeah.
And they all sort of, I thought it was fucking powerful, bro.
Must check it. Is there only one episode? Or is
No,
there...
there's 6.
Right.
Bro, and I tell you, it's one of them, you watch the first episode, we were hooked. I just stayed up all night watching it, bro, and then I couldn't stay. I was thinking about it, you know. One guy's in jail there for 8.5 years because a fucking burglar broke in and he stabbed him, killed him. He's getting 8.5 years, like,
Shit.
you know, and it was like mad shit like that. And it was a weird thing.
Do they show all the people's faces that he's talking to, or there's ones blurred out? Yeah.
No, they just blur out some of the screws.
Oh, this, yeah, of course. Yeah, you
know?
have to do that, yeah.
But
And then the PSNI just go and release their names anyway.
I know, I know.
On
That
an
was
Excel.
deep. That
Fuck's
was
sake.
deep, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was deep, bro. Some blue light shit.
Yeah, that's Series 3 sorted out
I know.
anyway.
Well, I've been Series 3 anyway. We were talking about that, but
You were beefing about.
I didn't beef. That's
No,
not
you're
the beef.
taking the. Yeah,
I was a bit of, and again, this is my acting skills. Get on this though, bro. I literally done them wee things saying how upset I was about getting on. I was acting. Like I didn't care about it. Even my girlfriend said to me, "Why are you saying you got the email today? You got that email last week."
Yeah, but just
and I was like, "Yeah, but I'm content-wise now, and I'm practicing the fucking my acting."
Don't reveal your fucking
I
secrets here.
I have to say that was my acting skills. How the fuck am I not getting this when there's 100 people all believing I was sad not getting the part? So it sort of made
You're
me...
that good. That's like you have to hire me because people believe me. But I know Louise who basically created Blue Light. You met her at
Louise Gallagher.
Louise Gallagher, yeah.
Brilliant.
And like I've worked with her in a couple of things, and she's so sound. And then it's sort of inspiring to know that she had that idea and had basically she wanted to make that from 2015. Now that mightn't sound like loads of time, you know, to people, but when you think about it, she'd come up with the idea for Blue Lights and was like, you know, this is the show. I'm not too sure how much, you know, she'd written of the whole, but she'd no, well, you'd have to have a lot. Whenever you're pitching shows, you give your general idea and then you say, here's the first episode, you write that, and then you say, here's where the series would go if we get commissioned. But she had that from 2015 or something, and then it wasn't until obviously in the last few years that it came about. But it was one of those shows where I was like, you know, hadn't watched it, and everybody was Blue Lights, Blue Lights, Blue Lights. And do you ever get when people are so avid about a certain show that you're like, you kind of automatically go, I'm not going to bother watching that.
I've done that with Derry Girls.
Yeah, and then you watch it, and then but it was Blue Lights. I was like, I don't have time, and people were going on and on and on and on about it. And then I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to stick it on here. And I was hooked, absolutely brilliant, you know. So,
and I thought it was going to be like a fucking glorification of how, you know, like the police.
It's really well done.
But it wasn't. It showed, like, it wasn't a glorification of the police. It showed you
from the inside, like the sort of it had everything to it. It had the personal and human side to it, and then also the sort of the corruption side of it as well.
Yeah.
But there was one thing I thought was funny was that, you know, whenever the show like a certain area, and it was like a Republican area, and you had certain people like, you know, like extras standing about, and from doing TV stuff, I kind of know what it's like when you get extras or whatever. And sometimes you get extras who are like, you know, they get there and they're just going to do the job and they're not going to fuck about. And you have other extras who kind of want to be seen,
Yes.
You know. And every now and again, you could see there's certain ones you go, he's not from a Republican area, you know. He's kind of like sort of, you know, through the peelers, but you know,
middle class Republican.
Yeah,
there,
but I thought that whenever I saw that they were setting it in a Republican area, you think that's going to annoy Republicans and the people from that area where they go, you're painting us that light. But it was done so well. It was. That you go, okay, hold on. And you watched it and you go, do you know what? You can't be, and it's so truthful. And it doesn't matter what side it was done on. It was done in such a, you know, sort of nuanced way and an intelligent way that nobody could say, here, what the fuck, that was, you know, painting us in a bad light. It was like, these things go on in these areas, but here's the human side, you know, behind it and all. So,
it was fantastic, bro. I was so annoyed.
And did you actually audition for it then?
Yeah, so what happened was they had been messaging me for months to get Born in Belfast licensed, my song, Born in Belfast, licensed on the Series 1. But I just ignored them for months. And then, like, eventually...
but it's not in the Sky thing that you...
Yeah, it's in the Lovers.
Lovers, yeah.
And that's David Ireland. You know David
I don't know
Ireland?
him, but Roisin Gallagher was in my TV show as well.
Sure
she was brilliant. She played... So the Granny Raff character I had from social media, I always talked about her. She always had this daughter that she was always minding their daughter's kid, and their daughter was out getting their teeth done, getting their tests done in Turkey and all. And I was like, whenever we were doing the TV show, I was like, I want somebody that I could see the Denise character in my head, and I was like, I need somebody that's you know, can really do that kind of character well. And somebody was like, what about Roisin Gallagher? Turned out she only lived a few streets away from me, and I looked her up and I was like, Roisin's definitely. So she came up and she was brilliant. She just came in, did it really quickly, only a couple of takes, and I'll send you a wee link to her thing. Definitely, and she was brilliant as Denise, to the point where we were like, we could do a whole sort of series based on this.
Wow.
So she was class on, so she's in Lovers. She's going huge now, and she was in The Dry as well. Was brilliant.
Yeah, I wrote a review on the Lovers. Thought she was fucking class.
She's so good. She's gonna be big. Like,
did you watch?
Get her on.
Well, I'd love to. Definitely. I'm getting David Ireland on too. He wants to, but he lives in Glasgow or something at the minute. But he said next time he's in Belfast, he's coming on.
Yeah.
So we really want to. And did you know what he told me as well at the premiere?
Right.
David Ireland said to me like, "Oh, I'm a massive fan of your work and all." And I was like, "Thank you." And he goes, "It's great to have you. You know, your song on the show." And he goes, "Oh," and before he said this to me, when I was sat down, one of the workers went, "Oh, you didn't turn up to the last day of shoot. Your name was on there." And I went, "No, it wasn't. Nah, you've got that mistaken." And David Ireland comes over to me and goes, "I had originally written you in to the last episode." He said they were going to run past like the studio.
You have a
and I would've
cameo
been
and you're
in.
doing.
Yeah, and he says you were going to be yourself, and I was like,
And how did you not? Did you miss that email or whatever?
"Bro, I'm just a dickhead. I need a."
You need a PA.
My manager died like 10
What?
years ago. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah, just before my album. We worked on that album for years. He was actually my teacher in college. Then when I left college, we started going around teaching poetry and all.
Right.
And I was working on the album. But a year before the album came out, he dropped dead. Like, so.
Holy shit! And you just never
Yeah.
just representing yourself
Just
ever
repped
since.
it ever since, bro. Like, to be honest, I tried to stop the music
Yeah.
a few times and got pulled back in.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? One of them ones.
No, well, you gotta get somebody else. You're missing opportunities. That would have been class. So you would have been. So your music would have been featured, and then they get to see you like
Yeah.
doing it.
So I was like, "Nah, listen, bro, season two. And he goes, "Listen, I'll get you in
Oh,
season
aye, that's
two."
class.
And then I spoke to Louise Gallagher too.
Yeah.
They have sent me an audition. Then I got an audition saying we've been asked you to do a thing.
Self-tape.
Yeah, but I had to do a self-tape. Yes. See, so you're an actor.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking actor. I've never done one in my life. and this is on Friday, and they said send it in by Monday.
It's
morning.
always so quick, the turnaround as well, and you have to clear the decks and get. So there's all wee technical things about doing self tapes. So my sister is an actress, and she's been in like The Fall and loads of stuff, Shetland and all, like, and she was in my TV show as well. So whenever I done my TV show on BBC, I got a couple of, would you self tape or something? And I wasn't an actor. The only reason I could act what I was doing is because I wrote it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I know exactly how I want this to be said.
Yeah.
Whereas when somebody gives you a passage or whatever or a monologue and you go, I don't know what they're wanting, it's a bit harder. But so I started putting myself up, and my agent, who's based in London, and he's like got huge people on his books like Mickey Flanagan and all, and he was like, we'll start putting you out for things. So I've had some like self tapes for big shows, and I'm just going, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in a shed in West Belfast reading for something on HBO, you know what I mean? And I auditioned for Derry Girls, so I was asked to audition for a wee role in the last series there that went to a fella, Michael Fry, comedian who I mates with him kind of online and met him a few times, and it was the train conductor, the mad train conductor in one of the last episodes, and I had the audition for it, and this was a big one. So what I did was, and I'm such a dick for doing this, like, this is not the done thing, but I recorded all of the other parts, the audio for it, and did impressions of like Michelle and the the English kid and all. I did all these like pretty good impressions, and then recorded it, put it into GarageBand, which I was saying, recording in GarageBand, and I panned. You know where you can pan your audio left and right? I actually panned it left and right as to where they were going to be, like, speaking from. Went to all this trouble, set it up, and then did the whole scene with all these voices and all, and like really went OTT. And my sister is mates with Lisa McGee, who obviously writes Derry Girls, and we sent it in, and she was like, she absolutely loved it, and they were killing themselves laughing. And like, hopefully we're on for this. And then it didn't get it in the end, but Michael's great crack, and he did really well at it. Yeah. And then like it was only after that I told my sister, I recorded all them bits and panned it left and right and all, and then she was like, you're not supposed to do that. I was like, why? It's like, because they want to audition you, not your impressions of the other characters. So literally you're supposed to just get like your partner or somebody to sit and read. And even though they're shit at reading off screen, they don't care that they're just reading it. They want to see what you're doing acting. So it was a big learning curve for me.
It was for me too, bro. I even like, when I done it, I was like, shit. And then I left it to the last minute, and I was like, well, I was going to send it in and on. I'd done it, like I just done a wee fucking thing, sent it in. And then I watched it back and I was like, oh, that's shit. And I was thinking, so then I messaged him, emailed him and said, listen, I don't think that was good. I've never done any of this before. I've never done any acting. Let me come in.
And
like,
physical one?
Let me just do it physically, and I'll show you a couple of different ways I could be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, but they just were like, nah, mate. And I was
It's so quick to turn around now that they wouldn't have had time to do that. And they've stopped. Pretty much the pandemic put a stop to anybody doing the physical auditions. It's very rare now that you get, somebody going into the room the way you would used to think of it.
Really?
It's all only if they're really, sort of down to the wire and they've got 2 people, then they'll kind of call them in. But you should maybe go to somebody who does do a lot of self-tapes and see talking to them for an hour. It'll help you because you might get discounted because technically you haven't filmed it right or whatever else. They might go that it should be from your shoulders up or
No, that is what
that's what it was. It was not the acting. But generally, no, it depends. Whatever the productions are, if they get something and it's not framed right or the lighting isn't, because sometimes they say natural lighting or they say from the frame from the chest up and natural colors or neutral colors. If you don't tick any of those boxes, they might have 10 people that they have to look at and they go, well, he falls because of the technical thing. So definitely speak to somebody about how to do self-tapes, and then that gets you over a massive hurdle. Then they can just be looking at, what you're like acting.
If they send me another edition for season 3, I'm ringing Louise. I'm coming to
Get
your
straight
house.
in.
You film, you do my shoot for me. Make sure I'm telling you. The Lovers. Have you not seen The Lovers?
No, how much it yet? No,
Oh,
I know.
fucking
I've
class.
seen clips and it looks brilliant.
I don't want to give away no spoilers, but it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
David Ireland's cool, bro. Really liked him.
Yeah.
Think he's class.
So that was in the Strand Cinema or something, wasn't it?
Yes, that was. So it was only like 2 episodes. 2 episodes
Were screened, yeah.
And I fucking broke the chair and everything. Did you hear? Like, I don't even know how. Like,
in the Strand.
yeah, me and my girlfriend were sat there and I was watching it and I thought, oh, I'm gonna film it. I filmed a wee bit. Next thing, boom, my chair just
While
bust
you're
from.
filming.
Yeah, and I had to hold myself up and all. It was fucking terrible.
The squat the whole way through
Yeah,
the
like-
second episode.
It's an old wee cinema.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
That's why it's an old cinema. Like, we went to Carrick Cinema.
Right,
And like you couldn't be breaking them chairs. They're big fucking recliners.
Yeah, well,
Nearly falling asleep. They're sick. Have you seen them?
I love all the reclining shit. Yeah,
Belter. We went and seen The Nun too.
I've seen that.
Not seen it?
Like it is a horror thing.
You're
Yeah.
not into horrors?
Nah, I'm not. Horror for me is like what spicy food is. See, like when somebody goes, "Oh, vindaloo, really, really spicy," and you go, "That's just pain. That's not a flavor."
Yeah.
And for me, horrors, it's the same thing. I'm like, that's just scaring people. That's not cinema.
I would say the spice for movies like Bollywood movies. I'm not into Bollywood. Oh, well, there's the metaphor too. But no, I actually don't like them style. But
Yeah, they
see,
kinda-
horrors. I've always been a bit of a horror buff.
Right? Aye.
You know, and like comedies. I do like
Yeah.
comedies and all. You know, Adam Sandler and all.
Yeah.
He was the classic, you know.
The best ones are like old, what do you call it, old school, Will Ferrell and all them, and
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers, whenever all them started to come out, that was like
Yeah.
a big thing.
Yeah, I even thought of Adam Sandler as well, the Wedding Singer. And that was
See, that was kind of I've written something and it's literally only finished it about a month or 2 ago. I got commissioned from NI Screen to write a pilot for a sitcom about the wedding band that I was in.
Right.
And it's just, it's based on our wedding band stories because I've got like tons of material. And in my stand-up, I talk about, doing weddings and all the shit that goes wrong at it, like whenever we do a first dance and I called the bride and groom and I got the bride's name wrong and you seen everybody turn around and look and go, it's not Michelle, it's it's Denise. I'm like, sorry, Denise, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why are they taking it so seriously? And the reason I say Michelle was the next night's wedding we were doing, the girl's name was Michelle and I got them mixed up.
Yeah.
And your man come up and he was like, oh, and the groom was like, I'm sorry the way they reacted. Look, I don't know, why did you say Michelle? And I showed him on the computer. I says, because tomorrow night's one's Michelle. He's like, it's just that was the name of my first wife.
Oh,
The pure coincidence, like, and I was like, and he was like, they all thought you were doing so like, I says he connected to her and all this. So I reminded her on her first dance of his previous wife.
Oh my goodness.
I was sweating. We were getting paid that night. I was like, please make sure we get paid and go.
Oh, God.
And like DJing and stuff and all. So I used to DJ at the weddings after we finished like the wedding band.
Yeah.
But I would then segue into DJing and the amount of times, like you'd play like fellas coming up and going like, so you're playing in a wedding in the middle of the town and the dad comes up and goes, here, play Celtic Symphony, right? And you're like, oh shit, we're in the middle of the town here, mate. You have to be really wary of those songs. I say in my stand up, you got to be wary of songs like, that contentious songs, you know, songs that might appear on a compilation album called, now that's what I call a breach of the Good Friday Agreement, you know. And it's like, and you're like, and I was like, maybe not. Oh, stick it on, go on, stick it on. Look at, and he was paying me, and I was like, I'm paying. I was like, right, I'll stick it on next. So I stick on Celtic Symphony, and all these ones get up. Half of them don't. She comes running over the bride, fucking turn that off. And I'm like, it was your dad asked for it. She says, this is a mixed wedding. My husband's Protestant. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Her dad literally asked me to do it, yes, you know, and he's laughing, you know, sort of when I knew he would do something like that.
So sounds like a legend. He does.
he was standing over the corner laughing, like he thought. But people think when you're DJing that you want to hear these songs, course, you know. So that's why when people ask you for certain songs, you're like, even just shit songs. Like people be like, do Rock the Boat, and I'm like, I'm not doing Rock the Boat. You'd be in the middle of like, you know, Beyonce, Crazy in Love, and I always had a wee bit where I would do Crazy in Love straight into Fat Man Scoop, you know, Be Faithful, and it was a brilliant segue, and I'm wanting to do it, and then the chief bridesmaid comes up, and they're the worst, and they would come up, and they'd be like, play Rock the Boat next, and I'm like, listen, I've got, like, no, play Rock, and then I'm like, fuck, so I play Rock the Boat, dance floor clears, nobody gets up and does Rock the Boat, even the chief bridesmaid, he asked me for it, and I'm standing there like a dickhead, and they're like, everybody's like, oh, why did you go from Beyonce, Crazy in Love, to Rock the Boat? And I'm like, because of her.
Boss, yeah,
she
big boss bitch fucking told me to. And then they don't do nothing. They just stand there. That's the worst, bro.
So yeah, the wedding band, I kind of pitch it as, the wedding band is a bit like Spinal Tap meets the Wedding Singer. So if you've ever seen Spinal Tap, you have to check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a rockumentary, they call it. It's about a band, but it's a fake band. But it was done so well mid-80s that people thought it was a real band, and it's just about them like sort of going about and fucking up and, you know, all behind the scenes, but people thought it was a real band, but it's a comedy. But to the point where people were disappointed whenever they found out that it wasn't an actual real band. And the famous story is that Liam Gallagher went to see them then years later when they were performing, and he was devastated after when Noel told him that's a fake band, like it's, and he was like, fuck, my words collapsing here, you know.
Wow,
he totally got it wrong. But yeah, the Wedding Singer was a great shout, like.
So, did you see all the shit about Russel Brand?
Yes. How could you not?
What the heck?
I was a huge fan. I remember when he did Dance Floor Chart on MTV. Now, I was a wee bit into dance. Most of my mates were like big sort of dance heads, and we'd be sitting watching it, and he would do the wee bits in between, and he was always off his head, and so were the people he was talking to, like they were chewing the back of their head, you know, and he'd be like, and I always thought he's really funny. So whenever he started getting big, I was like, brilliant, happy days, you know, somebody, and I seen him do stand-up, thought he was brilliant, and then he went kind of quiet, and then he started doing this stuff on YouTube and stuff about like conspiracies and whatever else. And then he started to hear the rumors, and I was like, oh shit, this is sort of starting to make sense. But I kind of thought, there's no way he's got anything kind of sexually going on, you know, like inappropriate, because he was a good-looking guy. Okay, he's an acquired taste, but he had any amount of women that he wanted. So whenever this was coming out, I always just assumed he has no problem on that front. Why would you need to be doing that? So yeah, seeing the allegations and stuff, and hearing then from other comedians who've been going for years, going, we knew all about this and we were trying to say, and he was kind of getting super injunctions and stuff. So it's disappointing whenever somebody that you're big time into or were into then turns out that, you know, they've been getting up to things like this, allegedly, you know. So
my take on it was weird. See, it's different. We're pretty much complete like different with that. So the way I seen it was like, see, when he first came on, like back in the day, like you said, when he was doing the hosting and all,
you weren't in them then.
Couldn't handle it. I was
You've gone the other way then. You started later.
I was like, nah, I don't like that, and I don't like his fucking the mascara, and it's also like if he was doing an interview, he had no fucking respect for anyone's personal space.
He'd be sitting on their knee.
Sitting on their knee, putting his hand on your lap, and your face is right up close to him. I would be like, if he'd done that to me, like, you know, interview, and I'd literally say, brother, back up a bit, please.
I was about to do it there too until he said
no, but I'd just be like, back up a bit, like, you know, personal fucking space.
So you were picking up on the signs before I was.
Yes, and you see someone who has no respect for personal space. I can imagine that. And then even the thing about saying he was like good looking or whatever, and you know, a lot of rapists aren't the fucking big scary evil looking motherfuckers
sometimes
you think of. You know what I mean? Some of them are like all fucking handsome and whatever. You with me?
Well, again, that's just as you say, like that's I was sort of going with the the norm. You know, you think that, oh, there's no way he's been doing. Not that it ever occurred to me, but whenever you started hearing the rumors, and you were like, oh, really him?
Yeah.
But it can be anybody.
But
then.
so I didn't hear any of them rumors. What I was just picking up on from back in the day was, he's a big sleazeball presenter, and he's all fucking in the, and he even promoted it. You know, he would talk about having sex with everyone, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That's how he got on. So I never liked him, and I never found him funny. Genuinely didn't find him funny. I thought he's he irritates me.
Yeah.
Some fucking rich posh English kid paints his fucking eyes, fucking, and he talks all that, and he's like it was like metrosexual. That's what he was, wasn't he? He was like quite feminine, but he was saying he's into the girls.
Yeah.
You with me? So it was a big long wavy hair and all. Never liked him at all.
Yeah.
Then when he fucking was married to Katy Perry.
Yes, that's right.
That's when my alarm bell started going. Then I started going, right, so this guy is a fucking Illuminati fucking agent. Because
there's still a lot of rumours about her. Like,
they're all real.
Yeah.
I don't think they are real. I think that's a fact. I think she's a satanic fucking...
Well, I don't know about that, but I've seen people have done like videos, compilations of her like kissing younger, like all over Justin Bieber when he was like 15 and all. And like it's documented like on TV or saying, and I remember introducing Bo Burnham. Yeah, I don't know if you know like Bo Burnham. I love his stuff, and it was some YouTube kind of awards thing, and he was coming on to play, and she was like, and this guy, he's done this, that, and he's also just turned 18. Thank God you're 18. I was worried, you know. And he's just sitting waiting to start playing. He looks completely pissed off and just being really weird. So there's lots of rumors about that.
Yeah, there is weird shit. Like, I mean, you've seen all that. Did you ever see fucking Demi Moore kissing the fucking wee boy?
Who is married to Ashton Kutcher, and he's now in trouble as well.
She's there, like literally kissing him on the chin. He's about 12.
It all connects.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously all of that. But
oh yes, I did see that video.
Yeah, it was dark.
It was from the 80s or 90s or something.
Yeah, she's drunk. You can tell she's drunk, but she's literally turning the kid and kissing him and all that. I was like, what the fuck? But again, you would think she was stunning. She was beautiful.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
like, that doesn't mean shit. How you look as well is irrelevant. You with me? It's all about what's going on. So I seen all that. Then he was married to this Illuminati fucking devil worshipper. So I was thinking, was he married or was he some sort of handler for her? None of it ever sat right with me. Then you look at all his ex-girlfriends too. His ex-girlfriend and all, his fucking brothers with the Rothschilds and all this, the Illuminati, the bankers.
Yeah.
So you're like, is this all just a coincidence? You with me? Then he fucking made a creepy children's book. Did you see that?
I didn't see the children's book.
Bro, it's fucked up.
What's it called?
The Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Right, no, I didn't see
So
that.
you know the Pied Piper
Yeah,
of
I know
Hamelin?
the story, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get on this. Russel Brand rewrote it and called it the Pied Piper, but he's the Pied Piper in it. And guess what he even openly admitted? The artwork was based around Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. Kubrick film, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you know what Clockwork Orange is about, don't you?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, neither have I, but I know the fucking premise of it.
Right.
It's about like a rock star type guy and he fucking rapes women.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah,
That's what it is. Like he rapes
and
women.
so he combined the two. For
and he can But
Tasteful
hold
Kids
on.
book.
Exactly. And who the fuck is going to say, I want a Clockwork Orange type creepy theme for this children's book? And what is the fucking story of the Pied Piper? You lead all the children away thinking they're going to paradise and you lead them into fucking eternal oblivion.
So you were onto this like well before.
Well onto. And there was I didn't know anything about fucking rape and all this shit.
Yeah.
What
but
it
those
did,
things that you were able to see.
But then then what I do believe is as well is there is an agenda. I believe that the reason they said it took 4 years to make this fucking Dispatches documentary and all that. I appreciate the investigative journalism and how it takes time and all the rest of it. But the reason I think they put it out now is a distraction method. Anything they tell you on the news, believe the opposite. See, I'll tell you the biggest lie that I thought they were telling about Russel Brand. That he was a fucking comedian. I'm telling you, bro. But you see all that? I thought, I don't trust the news, don't trust none of it. And I don't think for 1 second Channel 4 are some fucking righteous heroes trying to defend the fucking the victims. No, they had their own agendas too, and that's why they were releasing it.
Yeah.
But I do believe Russell Brand is what you call a shill. Which is like controlled opposition.
Yeah.
Hence the reason he got into the revolution and all. It discredits the revolution. You know what I mean? Because that's not what it is. Revolution. It's not what Russell Brand said. He wrote his book and all called Revolution. Wasn't what I've been in the revolution my whole life, bro. I want to see a revolution, not the way he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like to me, then that was I was kind of going along, just enjoying. I know you didn't find him funny, but enjoying the comedy side of it, and being then whenever he kind of moved to Hollywood, married Katy Perry, and started being in all the films and doing all the talk show circuit, I kind of went, nah, that's not for me, because he got too big and he wasn't doing the kind of comedy that I'd like then. But yeah, it's funny that whenever you look back on certain people and certain things and you go, it was all like that was the name of the documentary, In Plain Sight. My only personal thing about it is that, you know, people talk about the timing of the documentary. People have been trying to bring this out about him for years. For example, he was on the roast battle on Comedy Central, and Vice, or like a online magazine thing or whatever, they were trying to bring this out about him, and he used his lawyers to put super injunctions on it and suppress it. Like, and it's documented that they had this ready to go in 2018. To the point where Vice, or no, Comedy Central apparently ran the episodes of the roast battle night after night. Now, when you make a TV series of 10 episodes, which I think that was, you do it week after week, but they ran the 5 episodes at the start where Russel Brand was one of the judges, back to back, night after night, because apparently Vice were going to come out with this thing and it was going to cause legal. And then he was swapped out for Jonathan Ross, then he became the judge, and that was 2018. You know what I mean? So to me, in terms of time, and I don't know about, you know, why or, you know, how long these things take legally or whatever, but I know that, you know, well, for what I've seen anyway, is, and I'm reading and hearing, is that people have been trying to say it for years about him, so he's known this is coming, you know. But it just shows you that if you're going to do things like that, it'll eventually catch up with you. But as to when it catches up and who decides when it catches up, whatever, that's an unknown. But for me, you know, it had to come out, and who knows when, you know.
So I see a narrative at the minute. Some people are trying to say, even himself, Andrew Tate, tried to come out and say, like, look, it's a similar thing that was happening with me. What they're trying to do is like a smear campaign and all. That Katie Hopkins and all come out and said, even though you called me a Nazi, Russell, I'm defending you now, and I think it's like a smear campaign on, you know. I'm going to tell you the truth now. It didn't strike me as that, like, don't get it twisted, that dispatches, I do believe they do like smear campaigns. Like, remember they done the fucking Tommy Robinson one? No. They tried to like say about Tommy Robinson being like a racist and all, but it was all, again, I think Tommy was a real journalist himself, and they tried to, they twisted that whole narrative about him. I didn't see that with this. I felt it was more, he's more like a fucking, I felt more like a Jimmy Savile. He was like a
that interview with him on thing that was on it. There was an interview where he interviewed Jimmy Savile on like Radio 6 when he was on it, and I was like, your blood runs cold. Anytime I hear Jimmy Savile, it's just like, you know, and that, and you, the like you say, the parallels between how long Savile people knew, and then, you know, it's the same with now with Russel Brand. It's funny then whenever people say like about, you ever hear the argument about separating art from the artist? Can you enjoy the art that they created after you know certain things? And like whenever I used to be DJing, bringing it back to that, I remember whenever the R. Kelly stuff came out, and somebody was up, play Ignition, Ignition, and I just watched the R. Kelly documentary, and I was like, I can't, and I didn't say this to the person, like, I can't enjoy, you know, how can you listen to artists, and Michael Jackson being another one, and people go, and I remember going, I'm not, after the Michael Jackson documentary, I was like, I'm not playing his music anymore, DJing, and my the singer in our band was very much like, you know, sort of, why would you be like that? It's conspiracy. You know, he was never convicted. And I was like, Jimmy Savile never saw the inside of a courtroom, but nobody's asking for reruns of Jim Will Fix It. Do you know what I mean? Because there's, but there's scales of it, you know, and people go, oh, Michael Jackson was, you know, seemingly abused as a kid and all. So it's very murky. But I just think that with people like Russel Brand, it's like, after this has come out, you know, will people ever go back and watch his stuff again? Or, you know, how much did it, for me, I'm just like, nah, I'm done with that, you know, but it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. Like, now I think it has gone legal. Like, the police are now investigating it, so, you know, who knows where it'll go. But apparently there's more documentaries coming out about other, you know, other comedians, and because they said it wasn't just about one, but that was obviously just all about him. First one, so you wonder, is there more coming out, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's all like distraction.
There won't be about me, by the way.
I do believe it's all distraction fucking strategies as well. Like, I'm not saying I don't think Russell did all that. I do. I sort of do. You're with me? And especially even the thing about them all being 16 and it's legal. You know, that type of thing. And imagine 16-year-olds going to your show, and you know, and him telling them all to come back and all. He's like protecting himself. You know, it's like, that wasn't illegal. That's it's like morally dubious, but it's not illegal. That's where he's going for, you know, that type of thing. So he was like, whereas Jimmy Savile, he was fucking bringing 12-year-olds and that, like, all the BBC seen that. You know what I mean? Like they make out like, you know, like it was all shocking. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
shocking. You with me? They waited till he died. Same like just all this Russell Brand shit's front page in the papers, but yet no one's talking about Prince Andrew. And did you see there was a lot more fucking? Have you seen the new allegations about the Ukrainian kids?
No.
Yeah, and he was shipping flew Ukrainian kids on a private plane and all back to Paris and all this creepy shit. But guess what? Super injunction. And guess when all of it's going to be revealed? 2065.
What?
When he's dead.
Aye, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Holy
but
shit.
But the Royals always do that. There's what's her name, Princess fucking Margaret or something too. That all the you can only find out the real shit that's happening after they're all dead.
Yeah.
Because then
There's
no
no
one gives a
point.
fuck. It's all just historical.
Yeah.
Then you with me, bro? So that's why same with Jimmy Savile. I think Jimmy was a higher ranking Freemason than Russell. That's why they give him the courtesy of waiting until he died before they told the truth about what Jimmy was. Russell, they're throwing him under the bus a bit now, you know, because if he goes to jail for this, do you know what I mean? It's like they've sort of, maybe it was just his timing, you know?
Yeah.
But it's deep, bro. It is deep, and you have to be very careful about the fucking, like, who you believe. Because I seen that as well. I definitely always thought he's a shill from the beginning. I thought he's a shill. He's not a real fucking... He's not really for the people.
Yeah.
And if you are, like, show fucking respect for people. Like, even common courtesies. Stop fucking... Like, that to me is a mild sexual harassment, you know, constantly touching and all up close. That's a mild... Like, back the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's deep. And then did you see the thing about the XL bullies?
Yeah, are they banning them or what?
I don't give a fuck, bro. If they banned them, I'd say just let them loose on the fucking police stand. Who the fuck do they think they are?
It's
It's true though, isn't it? It's that insulting.
your
to me.
response to it?
I love my dogs, bro.
Yeah.
I do.
What do you have?
I had 3 cane corsos. They're big fucking giants. They're babies.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and they were like, I mean, the fourth strongest bite in the dog kingdom they have, and they're big monsters. But they've done what they were told, and they're obedient, and
Yeah.
it's all about the owners.
Yeah.
Definitely is about the owners. You know, and it's like I would say ban the fucking owners. You know, bad owners rather than fucking
The dogs. Leave the dogs alone. Just call the owners.
And it's disgusting because they do this every decade. Like in the 80s.
There's always something. I know what you mean. Like it's the media always choose a target, and it's usually controlled by the government as to, okay, our new target is this. And I think it's the same with migrants. I think they chose migrants as being the targets. You know, because if the working class person has somebody to direct their anger at, that's not directing it up the food chain, that's all good.
Exactly.
So all of a sudden it becomes, you know, I've seen like you see memes and stuff about it where it's like, you know, they're saying this guy's stealing your job, but the guy that's telling you that is a billionaire who's paying you nothing, and you know, so
and
it's all
he's
things
taking
like
your
that.
crumbs.
So
That other guy's taking your crumbs,
when
and he's
yes,
sat there with a
big pile
Yeah.
of it. But that's whenever you hear that the Tories are saying, and Suella Braverman goes, "I'm going to ban XLB." Why is she commenting on that? She doesn't want to comment on the things that she should be commenting about, like the schools that are crumbling down and all that shit. You know, it's always like you say, there's always a new thing to get behind. So the whole argument about the dogs or whatever is being massively amplified by the media. Whereas it's like now they're forgetting about the fact that there's half the schools in England are about to fall down on top of all the kids, you know.
Yeah, what you're saying is bang on the button. These newslets and the you know what's popular at the time, it is 100% propaganda. It's like a distraction. You know, even remember the court fucking case, Johnny Depp and your woman, fucking Amber Heard. But I mean, it was unprecedented. Like, we got full access. The whole world was fully invested in that court case.
Yeah. It
like
became
bizarre.
a circus then.
Yeah, but it's bizarre. Like, you have to ask yourself, like, what the fuck? Or, like, you know, propaganda is a real concept. It's a real thing. And we are living in this, like, real strong age of propaganda. Even with the right down to the COVID shit and all. They were stopping any type of alternative narrative, you know, and that's why I thought Russel Brand as well. He was pretending to be one of us.
Yeah.
You know, when the truth is that's not how we get on. Man.
Yeah,
That's not what we are.
I do think he did that. I do think that he kind of pivoted into a grouping where he could go, they're out to get me. And whereas you say, though, I'd never thought about it that way, whereas you're saying you're part of that. You're a part of that conspiracy and the elites that are coming for you. Like, he's minted and whatever else.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's all like, you know, trying to find out. That's why I enjoy doing comedy, is that I enjoy that if I'm doing like a gig in 2 days' time and I'm going to talk a bit about that. But I like just trying to find the funny side of it, but whilst also having... It's basically it's your opinion, but you present it in a funny way. That's the way I
If
like
you
to
don't
think of it.
laugh, you'll cry. And
100%.
like my favorite comedian was like fucking Bill Hicks.
Brilliant.
Because he wasn't a comedian too, he's a social commentator.
Yeah.
He's actually showing how funny is it, that how fucked up you all are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's showing that. That's
Yep.
the realness. That's
Yeah.
when you're like, yo, these guys are deep. George Carlin,
George Carlin was brilliant.
fucking genius.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he says about people's stuff. You all have stuff, and how come my stuff, but your stuff shit.
Yeah.
And it's real. And he said life is just about collecting stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, you with me? Like,
And then I was watching Bill and Ted with my kids. It was on TV, and I was like, this was like a big movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And George Carlin turns up at the end of it, like as a
remember.
cameo. It's like,
Yes.
what the fuck's Carlin doing in
I
that?
remember fucking Genghis Khan was in it.
Yeah,
I
it was-
loved
what a
fucking
show.
Bill and Ted was set.
Yeah, and then like, cause they're always stoned, is like, yeah, totally doing all that there shit. And my son was like, are they drunk? I was like, nah, a certain type of drunk. They'd never experienced
I
it.
fucking loved Bill and Ted. There was two of them, wasn't there?
2 movies, yeah. So it was bogus. It was the Bogus Journey
And then
that was on.
Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, I think excellent. I can't remember which one was first, but it was Bogus Journey was on the other night.
Am I just fucking hallucinating? Was there not a new one?
There
third
was a
one?
most, yeah, but I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it.
No, but I can't
I'm
remember
gonna
what
have
that
to
is.
watch it. They've done that with a Full Monty too.
Aye, they brought
They
that back.
fucking brought like
Yeah.
a movie. Like now he's got like a mixed race daughter as well. Now he's about 50. I was like,
He's
what the fuck?
aged. Yeah,
funny
reboots.
shit, bro. Watch The Lovers. You'll fucking
100%. No, definitely am. Yeah, that'll be the next thing.
definitely, bro. And listen, we could fucking talk all day. I fucking loved having you on, my brother.
Been great crack, yeah.
And what is your TV show? Did you say?
Well, it was the Paddy Raff show. We did 2 series of it, sort of during the pandemic, and then where we basically people. I just keep getting people ask me, do a third series. Takes up like literally 6 months of my life, 3 months writing, 2 months shooting, 1 month editing. So because I'm going on tour and stuff like that, I can't commit to doing the show again. So we might do it in future. We might pick it up again in future. But I've other TV things that I'm writing.
is it out? Can we watch
It's on
it?
iPlayer,
Is
yeah.
it on iPlayer
So
now?
series 1 is back on iPlayer because series 2 they get your show for a year after it goes out on TV.
Right.
So series 1 went out at the start of 2021, so it was off iPlayer. Series 2's off iPlayer, but then they repeated it during the summer. Series 1.
Brilliant.
But
Is
yeah, so it's still on
Roisin
there.
Gallagher in series 1 or series 2?
She was in series 2. Yeah, but series. I'll send you this. I'll send you this.
Definitely, I
Roisin
do
Gallagher
wanna
bits
see
in
it.
series 2.
Definitely, bro. And then what's next for you? What are you?
Going to be going on tour, probably announcing that soon. So it'll be spring next year. So doing loads of dates here, few in England, Scotland, down south and all, and might even go to Cardiff because I kind of asked where do you want me to go, and I'd supported Mickey Flanagan in Cardiff. So there's people there kind of like, and I'm like, are you going to get half the references? So you kind of have to like change your comedy a bit and all. So I might go to Cardiff and all this time as well. So that'll be out sort of maybe next week or whatever.
Sick. That's what I love about your comedy too, and like your wee skits. It's quite dad humor. Now.
I'm getting that now. It's like, I'm like, why am I doing this? It's because I'm a dad.
you're a dad.
And then I see like you've got kids and all as well. You've 1 or 2.
Yeah, one.
You
Yeah.
and you had your girl over, and I was like, that's you end up gravitating to being dad humor because you're a dad now,
Yeah, of course.
Jun Tzu in his dad era.
Literally,
Dad rap.
it is. And she raps now too and sings now.
class.
She sings. Well, she performed at the Fela with me and all.
Did you?
Yeah, she got up in front of thousands now and sung
Oh,
with me.
that's class.
Powerful.
Is
bro.
that on your vlog of
Yes,
it? I'll
yeah,
definitely
watch
check
it.
that out.
And I done a wee interview with her and all. She's powerful. Like
brilliant.
she's there rapping her wee songs now too. Now,
Feel
you know.
good then?
Yeah, it was next level.
it.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I seen when you said about where you should go, some people were saying get the feeling next
Get
year.
the feeling in it, yeah. No, I
it's sick.
definitely will. I mean, I did the feel a few years ago, but it was sort of COVID-y times and they hadn't gone big again,
Yeah.
with it. So I did the Devonish, sold out in the Devonish. It's a huge room in there,
Yeah, it is.
and every time I'm doing my tour, it doesn't. It's not in August when the fail is.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to, like, I've just done the SSE with this show, and then if you put that show in West Belfast again, they go, I came and saw that, and then you don't want to piss off the Westies right here. Fucking saw that already. Tell us something new, and you'd be like, oh Jesus Christ. So it kind of doesn't coincide sometimes, but I definitely want to get back and doing it.
Definitely.
And what I was going to do is that next time, because it doesn't coincide with the tour, is I do sort of parody songs whenever I'm on stage. And like in the series 2 of the show, the priest, who was a DJ, ended up bringing his old band back together, and we did metal versions of hymns. And so
Right.
it was like, and my bandmates like are in the metal, and they constructed these class versions of like of hymns.
Yeah.
And so people are like, we want to see a full gig of that. So
Yeah.
I might do a gig where I'll bring my band back together. I'll do my parody songs. Second half we'll do the Nigel kind of jazzy songs, and then finish with, instead of Aerosmith, we're called Prerosmith, and we'll finish with Prerosmith, doing the metal stuff. So like loads of different wee ideas, but it's just good to have
Love it.
different things to be doing.
Yeah, I love it, bro. The Devonish is belter. I watched the live Whiskey and White podcast there.
They were in
That
the
was
Dev,
brilliant
yeah.
as well. Really funny.
Such a big room. It's good crack.
It was
Always
fucking.
good.
They had Jamie Nesbitt
Jimmy
on,
Nesbitt, yeah.
and then there goes Jamie. There's a fella's been diagnosed with Crohn's syndrome, but his Make-A-Wish Foundation. He was really wanted to meet you his whole life. Everybody give it up for Shane Todd, and Shane Todd marches out.
Oh right,
Should
yeah,
have been messaging fucking James to get him
To
on,
get him on.
and he wouldn't like spay. It was brilliant. It was
Jimmy's good
definitely-
crack. Like he's always up for a laugh as well.
Oh, he was drunk as a skunk.
Yeah, oh,
but-
he loves to get out and get cut loose. Like
Yeah, my brother actually met him as well. Funny enough, my brother was a waiter in Manchester, like when he was like fucking 16, and James Nesbitt was there, and he heard my brother's voice and gave him a good tip, like £20 tip.
good
You
fella.
know,
Like,
so I
yeah.
thought, yeah, man, I like that.
Nice
Old
guy.
school, you know,
Yeah.
nice a G.
I met him whenever I was doing like a fashion thing where I was like for charity, and they asked me to turn up as the posh character Nigel, so I had the moustache and the wig and all on, and like I don't think Jimmy knew it was a character. It just looked like daft as fuck, and I got a couple of pictures with him, and I don't know if it was drink, but there's a few times you saw him just kind of looking at
Yeah,
what I was
like,
wearing and all,
yeah.
and I just wanted to take it all off and go, there's a normal person under all this.
I know, because I love your character too. It's funny. I watched it this morning. The drive-through, McDonald's drive-through.
Oh yeah.
You were there asking for the McLobster.
McPheasant nuggets.
Yeah,
and
the McPheasant.
the
And you
McLobster
didn't get it at
souffle.
first, you were
Yeah.
like- you said it
I
on the fucking time. You're like, the McPheasant.
I was filming something that day, and I actually was going to pick up McDonald's, and I was dressed as that, and I was like, I'll just film it, and so I blurred their faces out because you didn't have permission or whatever,
Yeah.
but I just like confused the fuck out of them asking for McLobster souffles.
It was funny. It made me laugh. I fucking despise McDonald's.
Yeah,
I made a pact with my daughter 10 years ago.
she's never gonna.
Like I'd say I'll never eat it again. She's broke the pact. She'd go back with. At one time, my fucking brother-in-law took her. That was the first time I was going to kill him. I was like, "Don't do that." I call it crack Donald's and all. Fucking hated it. It's like pink slime and all. You
Yeah, I've
so
seen all that. Yeah,
I actually would advise never to bring your kids there. Bring them to Five Guys.
do love a Five Guys. Yeah.
That's the boss.
That's my sort of routine. If I'm doing a big gig, like so when we were doing the SSE, we would get in and we'd have a Five Guys arrive at like 6 o'clock before we go on stage.
Whoa, you actually get Five Guys delivered, do you?
Yeah, like just like an Uber Eats kind of thing, or
Wow.
whatever. But yeah, and then I remember it was on like Cool FM or something. Like, what's your backstage routine before you go on? And I was like, I have to have Five Guys backstage. I was like, that's the burger, not five fellas, you know.
Five Guys
And you seen the
security
DJ go, "Ooh, don't, I want Five Guys in the dress room." But I'm talking about the burger.
Oh, bro, Five Guys, I fucking love it, bro. And the milkshakes, fucking 10.
The chips, it's the chips all the
Chips
way,
are magic.
and they like throw them in like it's like a bucket
Yes.
of chips.
When you, like, obviously, if I go with three of us, I'd say, large chip, please. And then they're like, what more? I said, no, because they fill up the
enough.
whole fucking bag.
Oh,
like,
aye.
belting, bro. Fucking
I'm getting
10.
starving now. I'm gonna have to go
I'm
and get
actually
one.
going to go and get something. Listen, we'll wrap it up, my bro.
Cheers.
Fucking love talking to you,
Enjoy
my
it.
brother.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for having me.
Oh, big shouts to all the fucking sponsors. Shout out to Hotbox for letting us use the studio. Shout out to the fucking captain, Buzz Lightyear, Willy Wonka, DJ K, N2N, Budbury. There's the Budbury as well. I think you should get some Buzz Lightyear sweets, go away, camp out for a couple of days.
Right.
Yep, you'll come back with it.
back with it.
You can say this is
Space age
this is
material.
the Buzz Lightyear special. This is what I've done.
Too finicky and beyond.
I'm down to too finicky and beyond. God bless you all, folks. See you next time. Respect. What's happening? This is Jun Tzu. Just Slabberin.